Friday night, and everybody in Florida is familiar with the sad fact that Hurricane Ian came in last week and kind of ruined everybody's plans, and we certainly send our thoughts and well wishes to everyone who's dealing with impacts from that south of us for sure. And so, Jackie, we moved from Friday night with the threat of the storm coming in this week or last week, and so tonight's game, a district game between the Wildcats and West Nassau. The Wildcats 3-2 on the season, gotten off to, a good start. Then we had a little bump in the road, and now we're back on track. A big win last week against Vieira on the road, a bigger school than us. We went on the road last week and got a big win, 34-14. And if you go back to the start of this season, big win against Oakleaf in week 2. Big win against Richmond Hill up in Brunswick, Georgia. I mean, those are all bigger schools than us, and we fared well against those teams. And then we faced a smaller team than us over in Baldwin, and that got us our 0-1 record in the district. Well, tonight we can even our district record up, make it a 1-1 district record with a win against West Nassau. And, Jackie, honestly, West Nassau's reeling a little bit. They've only got one win on the year. They're giving up a lot of points to their opposition, and the problem with that for them is they don't score a lot of points. So if the Wildcats can, do well on offense tonight and put some points on the board, it will be hard for this West Nassau team, a very young team, to keep up with the Cats.
Yeah, you come off a good win against Vieira, like you talked about, Mike, and then another game like this against the West Nassau team that's down a little bit this year. So a great opportunity here for the Cats to really work on the small things that have hindered us in those losses. I mean, just small miscues here and there, and hopefully we can get that straightened out last week and tonight, and this Wildcat team can get back on track and make a run here at the end of the season.
The homecoming festivities for last week were postponed till later in this year, so we'll actually have homecoming and senior night on the same night a few weeks from now, so pay attention for that. The Wildcats will kick. They won the toss, deferred to the second half. They'll kick it off to West Nassau, and they'll take the ball around the 15-yard line, running to the west and trying to get across the 30-yard line, and the Wildcats will tackle him there around the 32-yard line. So West Nassau wearing all white tonight, white pants with the white jerseys trimmed in red numerals. They've got the helmets like the Washington Commanders, Jackie, and they are, my friend Alicia Stavely just came to see me up in the booth. Jackie, they've got that old helmet, if you're familiar with the Washington football team. Can't say the other name like you used to be able to say, but that's what they look like. Wildcats in all red pants with the red jerseys. And Derek Major, Josh Holmes, captains for the Wildcats tonight. They did win the toss, Jackie. We deferred, so we wanted to put the defense on the field first tonight and get the ball to start the second half. 1st and 10 for West Nassau. The quarterback is Price Arnold, and Arnold's going to hand the ball straight ahead. And the big running back is number 24, Russell Weeks, and Russell Weeks is going to carry it out to the 35-yard line, a gain of maybe 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, West Nassau going to give you a lot of what Baldwin gave you in that loss, Mike. They're just going to line up, and they're going to try to run it right down our throats tonight. So a good test for this Wildcat defense. You talked about the one long loss on the field this year. This is going to be very similar to what we faced on that night.
2nd down, call it 7. Price Arnold listed as a freshman quarterback for this West Nassau football team. They've got them bunched in tight. Just a one-receiver set, full house backfield here. They're going to run the football again with Weeks, and this time he's got nowhere to go. He's met in the backfield. Looks like the first man there was maybe Chestnut.
Yes, that's Chestnut that time, and that's what you got to do. It's almost like a little wishbone formation, Mike, just trying to punch it between the tackles, and the linebackers do a good job of playing assignment football there. Nothing doing.
3rd down play coming up here, 3rd down. Anytime you win the toss, defer to the second half, you love for your defense to get out there and throw a 3-and-out at them, and we've got a chance here. 3rd down, call it 8. They need to get all the way out across the 42-yard line for a 1st down. Price Arnold under center, takes the snap. He's going to throw. He fires one out there to the right side, and he's got a catch made across midfield into Wildcat territory, and that's number 2 on the catch, Carl Moore. He was one of the captains for the Warriors, and he's all the way down to the 40 of the Wildcats, and he had man coverage over there, Jackie, and just, there was really just one receiver on the route, and they get a big 1st down.
Yeah, that time, 3rd and long like that, the one lone receiver, you'd like to see that safety roll over the top a little bit and give some help. Right there, just the cornerback on an island, and West Nassau makes some pay.
Now in Wildcat territory at the 40, they check a man into the game late here. Another receiver, so now they go to a 3-receiver set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Still 2 backs in the backfield. The quarterback loses the snap, and he's going to have to go all the way back across midfield into West Nassau territory to recover it, and they'll mark it all the way back at the 49, a loss of 11. The snap just went right by him.
I mean, I don't know how you go from the wing T there back to a shotgun spread formation, and that time the quarterback is not able to handle the snap. The Wildcats catch a huge break on first down.
Yeah, they changed formations. They rushed the receiver on late. They were mixed up before that play, but now going to go back to the same formation. Shotgun, Arnold back there with 2 blocking backs, 2 receivers right, and we're going to get an illegal shift now. So West Nassau got the big play on third down a moment ago, but now they've been going backwards. 11-yard loss on the fumble, and now you get a shift. 2 men moving here before the snap, and they'll lose 5 more. And maybe they should just go back under center, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Had a little success there, I thought we may be in for a long night, but.
Well, since the first down, they're back 16 yards to move them all the way to the 44 of West Nassau. And they'll finish a first or a second down and long from there. They need to go all the way to the Wildcat 30, and they're at their own 44, and they're in danger of letting this play clock run down. They're still in the huddle with 5 on the play clock. Here we go. Now they're going back under center. 3 on the play clock. They're going to get it snapped with 1 on the play clock, and they're going to run it with Weeks to the right, and Weeks has nowhere to go. And it looked like they had some miscommunication on what they were even doing there after all that time. So third down now. They need almost 30 for a first down.
Yeah, West Nassau actually caught a huge break that time. That handoff was not clean at all. The quarterback just kind of pitched it out there one-handed at the last second. The Wildcat defense able to pin their ears back.
Third down, call it 27. 8:23 to go here in the first quarter, just underway. Wildcats doing battle with the Warriors from West Nassau. Callahan, as some people like to refer to it as. Just down 3:01 away to the north. Third down play, they're going to try to run it to the right side. That's Moore on the carry, and Moore's only going to pick up about 3 yards. They needed 27, so that's not going to be enough for the first down. And the Cats are going to send Cam Smith out to return the punt here, and we'll get the football. But West Nassau is effective in running about 4.5 minutes off the clock here, and the Wildcats will get the ball with somewhere around 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter for our first possession. But it pays off for us to win the toss and defer to the second half here as the defense stops West Nassau on their opening series.
What did not pay off was a pitch play on 3rd and 30.
They're going for it, Jackie. Hang on. Cam Smith was back to return the punt. He's running back up now. We've got our punt return team on there, and they're going to put Weeks in there. They waited for Cam Smith to come up from deep. They did not want to punt the ball to Cam Smith. Weeks was the running back, and they just snapped it back to him, and he just got a quick punt off. And the quarterback, Arnold, back there wrestling with Spurlock. What were they doing?
I think he had him in there. I mean, he's all of about 115 soaking wet. And Spurlock, not a guy you want to block.
he might have learned that.
Yeah, he may stay out of the way this time. Somebody had to pay for that silly formation.
Cats will take it 1st and 10 from our own 25-yard line, moving left to right across your radio dial. Tune in here with us for the rest of the night, 97.5 WFBB. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on TuneIn. Coming to you live from Glen Baptist Church in Glen St. Mary, Florida. First down play, Blake Mays in there, quarterback. He's going to fire one down the right sideline and looking for Cam Smith on a go route, and the pass just could not be connected with Smith. He was open.
I think when Cam turned around to look for the ball, that sun is just beaming in on that side of the field, and he looked right up in it, Mike. Seemed like that was actually a good throw there by Blake Mays. Thought Cam Smith could have ran under that ball, but when he looked back, he acted like he didn't know where it was at.
Second down play, we might have caught West Nassau with 12 men on the field. They don't throw the flag. Cam Smith's going to run it out to the left. He's across the 35 to the 40. Smith showing his wheels out across midfield, and Cam Smith's going to pick up about 28 yards here and pick up a first down for the Cats. He got outside and almost down the sideline.
great block over there by Josh Holmes. One guy I thought had the angle on Cam Smith, and Josh Holmes threw a great block to spring him for big yardage.
First down and 10, Wildcats from the West Nassau 48-yard line. Wildcats first time with the ball tonight, 6:30 to go here in the first quarter. Blake Mays in there at quarterback, going to split three receivers to the right, one to the left. Mays fires one to the right, caught by Davion Dean. Davion Dean is going to get loose. He's at the 35, to the 30, a face mask, and he's going to go out of bounds over there, and he might get a face mask against him as he was pushing number 7, Lane Lambert, off over there trying to break the tackle. They might have called a face mask on Dean.
Yeah, that's what they're going to call. I don't like it.
Well, it's all about, you can stiff arm all day long, but if he grabbed it, if he grabbed it and made any effort to kind of pull him away, that's where they're going to throw the flag in there. You see the offensive guys stiff arm all the time, and that's legal, but when you grab the face mask, they will throw the penalty, and they did. Face mask against Dean, they say it's just a 5-yarder, so a big gain here on the catch for Davion Dean, and they're going to move the ball all the way out to the 26-yard line. So he would have gotten it down to around the 21. 5-yard penalty will move it back to the 26 or 27. They're having a hard time figuring out where they want to spot it here. Well, they actually, I guess they say he would have gotten to the 17. They mark it back to the 22. So here we go.
All right.
Only a 5-yarder, so that didn't hurt the Wildcats too much. A big play for Dean. He almost got loose just like Smith on the first play. Blake May is going to take the snap here in the shotgun, hand the ball off, and that's going to be Kanias Williams, and he's going to fight down to the 18-yard line and gain 4 yards on the first down carry.
Good run that time by Kanias Williams, man. He had some linemen making a way down there for him, Mike.
Second down play coming up. Second down. Blake Mays in the gun. Going to hand to Cam Smith. Cam Smith looking for room in the middle. He's got some. He's inside the 10 and fights all the way down near the 6-yard line. And a first down for the Cats. Cam Smith hard running against the middle of that defense for West Nassau. And now the Wildcats are set up first and goal. We're going to get a mid-quarter timeout. We'll keep it right here during the mid-quarter timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB 97.5 FM. As I mentioned, brought to you from Glen St. Mary, Florida, Glen Baptist Church over there. John Meadows over there on the, I don't know what you call it, over there on the dial, I guess, keeping us on the radio, whatever you want to call it. John Meadows is running the radio station. How about that? We thank him for everything he does. One of my good friends, Jackie, and John loves these Wildcats and loves to hear us call touchdowns, and hopefully we'll give him one in just a moment. But want to thank all the folks over there at Glen Baptist Church. Want to thank him and Pastor Chaz Rowland for keeping the Wildcat football efforts on the air here each and every year. And I hope you're listening in somewhere along the way. We've got TuneIn, YouTube, Facebook. You can listen just about any way you want to, and you can listen live here on the stream here with Jeremy Height and those guys from Daily Growl TV. They keep it moving on home games, at least. I mean, they do on road games too, but on home games we're here on the stream. So if you've got that up, good evening to everybody. Here we go. Cam Smith going to run it straight ahead, and Cam Smith fights near the goal line, and he's going to be down around the 1-yard line. Jackie, quick shout out. I got Alicia. I mentioned I was caught off guard there. Alicia Stavely opened the door, Alicia Hodges, and handed me this App State football sweatshirt. Jackie, have you got one of these?
No, I don't have one of those.
You don't have one of these?
Now. I have to get up there and get me one.
Well, you and I talked last week, and we got a touchdown here. The Wildcats went into the end zone from 1 yard out. And what would Larry Birkin say about that touchdown?
Come on, Kanias Williams.
1 yard, Kanias Williams. We made a commitment last week. We were going later this month. We're going to leave after Friday night. We're going to head up to Boone, North Carolina. We're going to watch App State. So I now have got a sweatshirt to wear up there. We'll get you one when we get up there. How about that?
Yeah, I'll have to buy one.
I'll buy it for you. Dean's going to set it down here as the snap is good, and Blake Mays is going to kick it right through there. And the Wildcats had the extra point on the Birkin Chevrolet touchdown there here on 97.5 WFBB. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Wildcats on top, 7-0. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
.5:26 to go here in the first quarter. Blake Mays with a touchback on the kickoff here. As that one, Jackie, against the wind. Blake Mays put his foot into it, gets it all the way into the end zone for the touchback. Nice job by Blake Mays.
Hey, put a boot into that one. I mean, there is a gusting wind coming through this stadium, and booted that one into the end zone.
This game would have been played on homecoming night. I mentioned earlier we've moved homecoming to the same night as senior night later on this year, Jackie. So no homecoming festivities here tonight. No homecoming last week, but all that will take place. It just got delayed a little bit. That storm gave everybody quite the scare here in North Florida last week, and because of that, we had to move things around. First down play, Price Arnold, the quarterback for West Nassau, under center, going to give the ball off. Deep back coming through the middle there is going to get tackled about 2 yards upfield. It'll be a gain of 2 out to the 22-yard line. That was number 3 on the carry, Chris Cruz.
So far, this Wildcat defense doing exactly what they need to do. Sticking their nose in there, Mike. Nothing fancy with this West Nassau offensive scheme, but we saw a very basic offensive scheme on this field right here get taken to us a little bit.
Yeah, that was a tough night. Arnold, second down and 8, sends one fullback in motion there. They're going to throw one out here to the left side, and the receiver tried to run without the football. Earl Moore trying to just catch a quick slant and try to get up the field with some blocks, and it'll go incomplete out of bounds. It'll be third down.
Big third and long situation here. We thought, again, first series, thought West Nassau was going to put a little something together. Drove the ball down to about our 35-yard line. Nothing doing since then, Mike.
Nothing doing since then. They've only got one first down. Only their second possession of the night. Still early, but 4:44 to go first quarter. Wildcats 7, West Nassau nothing. This is a district game. The Wildcats need to win this game to keep pace in the district. Baldwin started out 2-0 in the district. The Wildcats need to maintain some sort of pace there to try and have any chance in the district race this year. That loss to Baldwin was a hurtful loss. Arnold's going to go back there to throw the football, and he's going to get pulled down in the backfield and sacked. Number 14 for the Wildcats got through there and made the sack. That's Phillip Jackson. Phillip Jackson got in there and got his sack.
Phillip Jackson, a great move that time. Beats his offensive lineman and able to lead the charge back there with several Wildcats. Able to corral Arnold, bring him down for a big loss.
Where's the excitement, Jackie? I don't hear the Wildcat fans chiming in.
Monday night, man. They forgot.
It's a whole different crowd on Monday nights than it is Friday nights. Surprised by that a little. I thought that there'd be a packed house here tonight, excited for some Monday night football. Got a little chill in the air here tonight. It's football weather. But a little bit quiet. Quiet. Tim, get them fired up. A lot to talk about here tonight, Jackie, as we move towards the middle part of the high school football season. But a lot of things going on, and, you know, there's a lot that we'll get to talk about in our Farm Bureau halftime report a little bit later on. Jackie, we've got college football heating up. We've got Major League Baseball playoffs starting soon. Last 3 days of the regular season happening right now. This was the last weekend of Major League Baseball. Unfortunately, your Braves are in first place, so they look like they're going to win that division. Phillies are hanging by a thread. We're 2 games up on the last wild card spot, so the Phillies just need to win one more game. If they do, they'll get in the playoffs as that last wild card. So, hey, could see a Braves-Phillies National League Championship Series. You know that could happen.
Well, what I do know is the Braves needed to sweep, and they swept.
They did. They did. They took down the Mets, and Braves are in great position. They'll get. Yeah, I'll talk about that more at halftime, but we'll talk some NFL talk, and we'll talk some App State talk and give some updates on my friend Cooper Hodges that sent me this nice sweatshirt over here that I'm thankful to have. Appreciate that from Cooper. Kick out to midfield here for West Nassau. Weeks serves as the running back, and he's also the punter, so he gets it out to midfield. Wildcats will start there from the 50-yard line. First down and 10 from there. Looks like Blake Mays is going to stay in there at quarterback for these Cats. We'll split Davion Dean out to the right side with Silas Cruz and Cam Smith as receivers over there. And on the far side, on the top side of the field there, you've got Josh Holmes, one of the captains of tonight's game. He's the receiver on that side. Kanias Williams in the backfield along with Mays. Now Cam Smith moves to the backfield as well. First down and 10. Wildcats with a 7-0 lead, Jackie, and things going well here so far, but I'd like to hear a little crowd noise behind me. How about you? First down play, Blake Mays going to throw it deep again, looking for Davion Dean down the sideline. He got a fingertip on it, but led him just a little bit too far and out of bounds, and we've tried that now twice. Two different receivers.
Had Davion Dean that time streaking down the sideline, barely missed him right off the fingertips of Davion Dean. And I'll tell you, with him out there at quarterback, it does put a lot of speed on that side. Silas Roden, Davion Dean, Josh Holmes out there.
Dean's going to go to the far side of the field with Josh Holmes this time on second down and 10. Three receiver set here. Williams and Smith dots the I. Toss to Smith. Cam Smith's got the corner. He's going to get to the 48, makes a man miss over there, and gets tackled right away after that at the 47. Only a 3-yard gain. Looked like he might get to the corner and get some yards over there, but West Nassau closed on it quickly. It'll be third and about 7.
A little too quickly as 45 goes flying right by. Cam Smith pulled a Top Gun.
Hit the brakes.
I'm going to hit the brakes, and they'll fly right by.
Good one. Third down, 7. Mays in the shotgun. Two receivers left side, two receivers to this side of the field, the strong side. Third down play. Fakes the handoff. Going to be a catch made by Josh Holmes at the 45-yard line. He's fighting his way down near the 40, but he's going to get stopped a yard short. Wildcats will have a decision here on 4th and 1. I would expect they would go for it. 4th and 1, Wildcats line up quickly. They're going to go for it. Cam Smith in the backfield, Kanias Williams. I would expect Kanias Williams to get this carry, needing a yard. He does. Kanias Williams cuts it back there, gets a first down. He's inside the 35 and down to the 31-yard line. He needed 1 yard, and he picked up 10.
Yeah, Kanias Williams, when you need a yard, he's the go-to back. I mean, Cam Smith is the speedster, can break one at any time, but Kanias Williams just a bruiser inside the tackles.
Both backs are going to split out into receiver formation this time. 3 wide to the right, 2 to the left. And Blake Mays back there in the shotgun, looking to the sideline for the call.
Look like the Patriots out there. 5 wide.
5 wide. Now Cam Smith going to come back to the backfield. They're going to run a little option play. Blake Mays makes a miss, and he's up the middle of the field. Blake Mays cuts it back, and he should have kept going, Jackie. He would have had a touchdown, but he gets all the way down to the 5 before he gets tackled there. A good run by Blake Mays on the fake option play, and we're down to the 5, 1st and goal.
Great run that time by Blake Mays. He and Josh Holmes both, they tried to cut it back. Hit the seam and go, guys.
Oh, Mays had a touchdown. He's going to look at that on film and wish he would have stayed left. If he would have, he had a touchdown. He cut it back, got tackled at the 5, call it the 6. 1st and goal from there. Blake Mays sends Dean in motion. They're going to give it to Dean. No, he fakes it to Dean, and now Blake Mays, he finishes it off. He takes the rest of the 6 yards and goes into the end zone. Fake the jet sweep to Davion Dean, and Blake Mays carries it in the end zone. So the Wildcats now on top 13-0 here as we approach the end of the first quarter, 1:19 to go. I turned up your mic, Jack. Ask if that's any better.
Yeah, from all the fans out here tonight. Give me the thumbs up.
Okay, good. Davion Dean will hold for the extra point. Blake Mays to kick it. Snap is a good one, and the kick is on the way, and Blake Mays adds another one. 14-0 now, Wildcats on top. 1:19 to go, first quarter. Let's send it back to the station for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glen Baptist Church in Glen St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glenbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glen, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
Blake Mays kicks another one. Blake Mays kicks another one through there for a touchback, Jackie. And they will start from the 20-yard line. Getting a picture here from our PA announcer here, Tim Wilder. Gives me a copy. Oh, I can have it? Oh, my goodness. A gift.
What a generous guy.
What a generous guy. New roster for the Cats. We brought some guys up from the JV this week, so some guys out there with some numbers we weren't aware of, so we want to make sure we got the most updated roster. Hand off to Weeks again for West Nassau. They started at the 20, and he's going nowhere. Wildcats hit him right in the middle, and Jackie, 1:07 to go. Starting off good here. Things going as you want them to. 14-0 Cats.
Yeah, 14-0. The offense doing what they need to do. The defense hasn't given West Nassau much room at all to breathe. Gave up a big pass play there on the opening possession for West Nassau, but since then, nothing doing, and this is what you wanted to see. Make sure these guys could bounce back, and you want to play the toughest game at the line of scrimmage, and we've shown we can do that tonight.
Second down carry by Weeks. He tries to bounce it outside. The hold was not there in the middle, and the Cats aren't going to let him get outside either, as he's going to get brought down right there near the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and about 9.
Another big tackle by Seth Chestnut that time. Sophomore linebacker down there. You and I talking to Bobby Crawford before the game and talking about all these sophomores, Mike, down there on the field that play huge minutes for this Wildcat team.
No doubt about it. If you look at the number of seniors we've got, you would think that we've got a lot of experience on this team, but when you look at the guys that are on the field, a lot of youth, especially on this defensive side of the ball, and that's, what that bodes well for is the future. You got some guys out here getting to play, and I mentioned some of these younger guys that came up from the JV this week. Hudson Register, number 21's out there, a guy they pulled up this week, and you'll expect to see a lot of these other guys as the years go on. And we talked about it. Those guys that were here last year and playing on that defense, we talked about them as sophomores. You had Kinghorn, and you had some of those other guys, Camilo Rollins, and those guys. They were playing down here as freshmen and sophomores, and you had them for 3 or 4 years, and they're in that system. The same thing's going to happen here. You'll evolve with some of these young guys, and hopefully in the process you'll still have some good teams. But by the time these guys are seniors, you expect that defense is going to be super solid with the number of guys we've got out there that are underclassmen.
Oh, my goodness, absolutely. We talked about some of the runs we've made over the last 5 to 7 years, and that's how it's happened, is these young guys contribute a lot, and then you have them. You have them for 3 years out there, and next thing you know, you look down, and, the whole defense is liable to be, again, sophomores and juniors next year. And so very excited for the future of Wildcat football, and love watching these young guys play and adding to this senior mix that we have this year. And hopefully, like I said, they can tighten down this second part of the season and try to reel off a few wins, Mike.
That's what I'm hoping for. Second quarter begins with West Nassau facing a third down and 9 from the 21.5-yard line. They need to get out across the 30 for a first down. Wildcats show blitz. Chestnut comes up in there, and they're going to try to get it out here to number 2. And Earl Moore not able to come up with the pass as the quarterback had to get rid of it as the Wildcats brought that blitz, made him throw the football faster than he wanted to, Jackie. They didn't sack him, but sometimes the blitz does more, than meets the eye, so to speak.
Yeah, and that time Derek Major in great coverage broke on that ball quickly and was able to get a hand in there, and now the Wildcats got a man down.
Yeah, got a man down. I'm hoping that it's just a cramp. We'll have to check on that. 11:42 to go here, second quarter. Jackie, we'll get you set up for the Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report. We want to remind all the Wildcat fans listening in, you never want to miss out on the halftime report because we've got a lot to talk about. And
yeah, and I talked about, the generosity of the TA announcer here, but maybe he got humbled a little bit this weekend.
Yeah, hey, everybody's got a chance, and the thing is, it's one of those things where karma's a real thing, Jackie. It's a real thing. And a lot of these Bulldog fans around here, they talk a lot, but
we're just kidding, Tim.
You could have, they could have been like that team out in Tallahassee and let Wake Forest come in there and just beat you to death and brought them back to reality pretty quickly. I haven't even, what's so funny about that? I haven't said a word about that to any Seminole, and that's the first time I've said anything. And my goodness, I've been telling folks all year.
Gator fans got to have something.
Just wait on the reality to hit because it's coming. They're going to punt it away. They kick it near sideline over here near the Wildcats. Cam Smith's going to let it bounce, and Cats are going to take it at the 40-yard line from there. It'll be 1st and 10. 11:10 to go, second quarter. We kid because we care. We care about all you Bulldog and Seminole fans. But we'll talk about some college football. I got some thoughts I want to share with you, and we're kind of going to talk about, who we would think about if you and I were picking the college football playoff today. Who would it be? We'll talk about that. You might be surprised by some of the teams that I'll talk about at halftime. We're also going to fill you in on those Major League Baseball races at halftime, and I want to get your thoughts on the Jaguars. Is this a real team or a team that's going to fold and let some people down? We'll talk about that, Jackie. I'll get your thoughts on that at halftime. 1st and 10, Cats from the 40-yard line. 11:09 to go, second quarter. 14-0. Wildcats on top. Blake May's in there, and a flag comes down before the play. And some kind of flag thrown against West Nassau here. It looks like they lined up. No, it's just a sideline warning. I don't know what they've got to gripe about. What do you think?
I don't know, honey. Not even sure what happened over there.
All right, here we go. First down now. Sideline warning against West Nassau. And now they're going to try to run a player off the field, and they're going to get a timeout before the play. So maybe that's what they were trying to tell him, and he thought they were yelling at him. Was that the 11th guy that was trying to run off?
That was the 12th.
That was the 12th. All right. So, Jackie, 11:08 to go, second quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football right here on WFBB.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
And we welcome you back here. Monday Night Football from Memorial Stadium. Baker County taking on the West Nassau Warriors. The Wildcats a 14-0 lead and face a first down from the 40-yard line. Cam Smith gets the ball on a jet sweep, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield, tackled for a loss all the way back to the 36-yard line, a 4-yard loss that time as they hand the ball off to Cam Smith coming on the jet sweep, and you don't see him get caught in the backfield very often.
No, that time I don't think we read the right guy. It was a jet sweep, and we ran him right into.
Terrible spot. Moves it all the way back to the 34. His forward progress was back around maybe the 37. They move it back 3 more yards to the 34, so we lost 6 on that play. And they're going to hand it off straight up the middle this time to Kanias Williams, and Williams is trying to get through there, and he gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Kanias Williams has some of the best balance I've ever seen out of a running back. He spins and he bounces, and he just always is able to stay on his feet.
3rd down play coming up. Williams and Smith are in the backfield. You've got one receiver to the top of the field. That's Josh Holmes. Two receivers on the short side of the field. Third down play. Mays looks to throw the football. He's going to scramble out of there now as he's under pressure in the backfield, and he's going to get sacked behind the line of scrimmage. That time, Mays was looking to this side, looking for a receiver on this side, and hopes he catches a block, but everything kind of crumbled on him back there, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt it away for the first time tonight.
This is what you don't want to see. Another Wildcat hobbling off the field.
I see that. That's something that you don't, you definitely don't. We had a guy shaking up a little bit earlier. Now we get another one limping, looks like a little ankle. Blake Mays puts a foot into it, and my goodness, what a punt. Fair catch called for all the way back at the 20-yard line. Nice job for Mays there. 41-yard punt. The most impressive thing, it got that spiral up there.
Yeah, that was 40 yards in the air, and it bounced.
Yeah, if that hits the ground, it might take a Wildcat roll and be a 60-yard punt before you know it.
Blake Mays, just an athlete, man. He's doing it all. He's doing it all.
He's caught the football as a wide receiver. He's played quarterback and scored a touchdown a moment ago. He kicks the ball. He kicked a 47-yard field goal earlier this year. He makes just about every extra point he tries. And, yeah, he does it all. 9:13 to go.
Even trying to coach his dad up there a little bit. You better watch it. He better slow his roll just a hair.
Slow your roll. I got something in the mail that told me to slow my roll the other day. Did you get the same thing?
Yeah. You better, too.
Oh, I'm not picking on you, Scotty Roden, if you're listening.
I've seen them.
I saw it. Slow your roll is what it said. I opened my mailbox, and I was like, what did I do? First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. 9:13 to go. Quarterback is Price Arnold for the Warriors. He takes the snap, looks to throw the football. No, they changed the quarterback. They got a different guy back there. Arnold didn't come out there. Now you got number 17 back there. Let me check his jersey number out real fast. He throws one out there to Moore. Moore's been the intended target all night long for this West Nassau football team.
Wow, 17, Mike? Was that what I saw? Perry Jackson.
Yeah, Perry Jackson. So you got Jackson Perry is actually what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Junior quarterback for this team, Jackson Perry. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line for that pass out to Moore. So Price Arnold, the freshman, and so they're going with the more experienced Perry for the rest of the game.
I apologize to the Perry family. I know how these parents get when you call their kid the wrong name.
I'm sure they're listening in. You never know. 8:21 to go, second quarter, 14-0, Wildcats on top. Now another timeout on the field. This thing gets going and then it stops, and gets going and stops. And Jackie, I talked to my friend Brad Rollerson a little while ago, and, we talked about some of the efforts that they made for the Isaiah 117 house, and I had a chance this past week to go down there to a dinner for the Isaiah 117 house, and I heard some stories about Isaiah 117. I've seen all these little things popping up here and there about Isaiah 117 house, but I'll just be honest, I didn't really know what it was. I had a chance to get down there. Sarah Rowell invited me down to go to a dinner last week, and gosh, I tell you, I was touched, man. There's a lot of kids out there that will benefit from this Isaiah 117 house, and we can talk about that more in greater detail. But Brad Rollerson called me, told me they're going to be selling some chicken and pork dinners down there at the Moose Lodge this Saturday. They've got a poker run, motorcycle. You can bring your Harley, and you can bring your Harley down there to Gator Patrick's on Saturday morning at 11. They're going to run a poker run, and all the proceeds are going to go benefit the Isaiah 117 house. And I tell you, if you haven't had a chance to just listen to somebody about what the benefits of the Isaiah 117 house are, you ought to talk to somebody that's familiar with it. Maybe Sarah Rowell, somebody like that. But I was really touched by the testimonies from the people who founded and started the Isaiah 117 house. So if you like barbecue and you like motorcycles and all that other stuff, go down there to the Moose Lodge and help out the Isaiah 117 house on Saturday. 11 o'clock, you can start picking up some chicken and pork dinners up there. They snapped the football. The quarterback wasn't ready, and we've got a fumble on the play.
Man, the wheels are falling off for West Nassau. Hit him in the face mask, and he looked straight up in the air.
It's hard not to laugh when you see things like that, but sometimes football's funny.
It happens.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that we say that because, you know, when I was a kid, I had a Sports Illustrated subscription. They don't read magazines anymore. You know, everything's on the internet. But one of the benefits I got from the Sports Illustrated subscription was a Football Follies tape.
Yeah.
I had an old VCR tape, Jackie. Nobody knows what that is either, but I had an old VCR tape of Football Follies. If you ever look that up, you ought to look up the original Football Follies and watch that. There's always some humor in football. You just got to find it. First down and 10. Handoff this time, no. Blake Mays faked it to Cam Smith, and he fumbled the football, picked it up himself, and he's going to advance his own fumble straight into the end zone. Blake Mays now 2 touchdowns on the night, and the Wildcats open up a 20-0 lead.
Yeah, that's how we were joking around about the West Nassau fumble, and Blake Mays drops it on the ground. Very fortunate. It just bounces right back up to him, reminiscent of that LSU fake field goal.
Oh, my God.
What about a lucky bounce? And Blake Mays gets one there and scampers in from 24 yards out for another Wildcat touchdown.
Talk about one of the luckiest bounces you've ever seen. I tell you, you just brought up some bad memories. Blake Mays in there for the extra point. The snap is back to Davion Dean. He gets it down. Blake Mays has a foot into it, and it's right down Broadway. Wildcats with a 21-0 lead, and what would Larry Perkins think about that touchdown?
Say, just come on, Blake Mays. 2 touchdowns in a row.
21-0, Wildcats on top. Blake Mays show so far, 2 touchdowns tonight, 1 touchdown for Kanias Williams. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Hi, this is Larry Perkins of Perkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Perkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Perkins at Perkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BerkinsChevy.com.
For over 50 years, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the community of McClenny. They provide quality air conditioning, HVAC, and electrical work to the residents of McClenny and the surrounding areas. The phone number for Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning is 259-6546. Oscar and Susie Gray would like to say, go Wildcats. Again, that's Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546.
And we welcome you back here to Memorial Stadium, downtown McClenny, Florida. Monday Night Football, Baker County style, as Baker County hosts West Nassau here in a district matchup between these two teams. Wildcats on top right now, 21-0, 8:02 to go in the second quarter. Handoff up the middle, and the Wildcats met the running back there at the line of scrimmage. He's going to wish he didn't get that handoff as the Wildcats were in the backfield. Check some of those numbers, Jackie, and see who we got out there.
That was number 30.
Case Foster. I heard good things about Case Foster. He's one of those guys I mentioned earlier coming up from that JV football team. Heard good things about Foster at that linebacker position. I talked to Cale Cruz's grandpa today, and Cale Cruz's grandpa told me that he has a little bit of an illness, and he's out for a week or so. So we wish Cale the best and get back out here. So Case Foster filling in there, making a big hit.
Case Foster showing why he got moved up from that JV squad.
Cale Cruz, a young guy, too.
Yeah, another sophomore.
They've been showing out this year. Let me tell you, handoff again. West Nassau gets the hold this time, though, and the running back is out across the 30 to the 35, across the 40-yard line. First positive sign we've seen for West Nassau since that first series tonight. That was number 20 on the carry. That was Burton on the carry. Josh Burton carries it all the way out there near midfield.
Good run, good pickup that time by West Nassau. Well, the defense tried to check the play right before the ball was snapped. We were looking back, a couple of linebackers looking back to the sideline. A little miscommunication there, and West Nassau rips off a big one.
Case Foster, the son of Robbie Foster. Robbie was a Wildcat football player years ago. 7:05 to go here in the second quarter. 21-0 Wildcats. Folks listening in all across the area tonight, Monday Night Football. Quarterback going to take it this time, give it up the middle, and Moore came across from the wide receiver spot and tried to come around and take the carry, go up the middle, and the Wildcats stuffed that one in the backfield.
Nothing doing that time. That's Chestnut, Case Foster again. Host of Wildcats making plays out there.
Perry, the quarterback now, as he replaced Bryce Arnold. Bryce Arnold was the starter, the freshman. Jackson Perry in there now. They split no receivers out, Jackie. This is just a full house formation here, and they're going to give it to the fullback. The fullback's going to carry it out across the 45 for a gain of about 3, and that's where it'll be third down. So there's no secrets about what they're doing in this formation. I mean, there's no receivers. You've got one guy, which is Moore, who's coming in at the last second, kind of like a modified wing T, but not exactly that, you know. But they give it to the fullback, pick up 3. It's 3rd and 8. Fullback Josh Burton.
Josh Burton getting a handful of carries tonight, Mike.
Handful. 3rd down and 8, 6:02 to go here in the first half. Remind you to stay with us for the Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report. A lot to talk about tonight, Jackie. I'm going to fill you with all kind of information. You'll be amazed. 3rd down play. They're going to run a double reverse back over here to Earl Moore, and Earl Moore's got it across midfield, and he's into Wildcat territory down to the 40. And he's met with a thunderous blow from Mekhi Mosley down there at the 40-yard line.
A lot of room to run over there, and he paid for it, Mekhi Mosley.
But not before he got a first down for West Nassau. A little double reverse action out of that crazy formation, and they get all the way down to the 40-yard line. So best effort tonight for West Nassau, as they have the ball inside Wildcat territory to the 40. They had it in there earlier on the first possession of the game, but then they went backwards. So we'll see if the Wildcats can push them back again here. But timeout on the field. Jackie, want to remind folks that because of the hurricane situation last week, that's why we're playing here on Monday night. And we had expected to have another game this week, which would have been the rescheduled makeup from earlier this year when we had Bradford County in town, or Bradford High in town, but because of the weather and everything else, it looks like that's probably not going to happen Thursday night. That was rescheduled for Thursday night, so that game will not be made up, and we will not have any more football action this week, so we'll have to move ahead to next week before the Wildcats will be back in action.
Yeah, that's the only game this week, and give our guys a chance to get a true bye week and get some of them back 100% healthy.
First down play, and they're going to throw it across the middle.
Oh, my goodness.
Davion Dean back there in coverage in safety, and he might have lured him in, Jackie. The receiver thought he was wide open out there, and Davion Dean went high in the air and picked that one off, and I think that's his 4th interception of the year.
Davion Dean just climbed the ladder to get that one, Mike. My goodness, I thought he did have a receiver open. And Davion Dean out of nowhere rips that one out of the air. And you're right, that's got to be 4 or 5 on the year.
I think he's got 4, if my memory serves me right. He had 2 in one ball game, and he added another one. That's going to be 4 on the year. As Davion Dean, just a sophomore out there. The Wildcats change quarterbacks now. Jabari Ruiz is going to check in there at quarterback for the Cats from the 19-yard line. Ruiz, number 10. Splits out 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, so maybe Ruiz going to throw the ball here on first down. In the shotgun, Ruiz takes the snap, going to fire it out here to the left. A catch made by Josh Holmes. He didn't get the block he was looking for, and Holmes tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. And Jabari Ruiz put the ball on him.
Yeah, that play's got to be so fast to make it work. And that time, the timing just thrown off just a little bit. But Jabari Ruiz going to stay in the game here with 5 wide.
Second down play, 5 wide. You got 3 to the top side of the field. That's the strong side. Now Blake Mays goes in motion, sending 4 receivers to that side of the field. Jabari Ruiz rolls that way, throws behind the intended receiver, Cam Smith, over there, and it'll be incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
That time we had people running everywhere, Mike. Like the Bucks.
Just like the Bucks. I was driving through Tampa last night. I wanted to stop in and check out that game. I saw the lights glowing over there, and Chiefs, Mahomes, and Brady, and everything else. But I had to come on back home, Jackie. My daughter goes to the University of South Florida. I had to drive her back after the hurricane evacuation last week. Jabari Lewis is going to look downfield and find Cam Smith all along. Cam Smith to 50, Cam Smith 45, Cam Smith to the 30, to the 25, and Cam Smith all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. And that is a, I'm going to say, 74-yard touchdown pass from Jabari Lewis to Cam Smith.
Wow.
On 3rd and long.
Put it on the money, too.
On the money. Jabari Lewis, first touchdown pass tonight. Blake Mays has 2 touchdowns, and Kanias Williams has the 4th touchdown. So the Cats offense clicking on all cylinders tonight, 27-0 lead over West Nassau in the second quarter. Blake Mays on to add the extra point. Davion Dean to hold. He puts the snap down, and the kick is on the way, and it's 28-0 with the extra point. But, Jackie, I tell you what, after I drove through Tampa, saw the lights on there at Raymond James. I turned it on the radio. I had 2 things going on the radio. I was listening to the Braves-Mets game on one channel, and I was listening to the Bucks and the Chiefs on the other channel. And the Braves let me down, but I tell you, man, before you know it, it was like 21-0 Chiefs. I mean, they were just all over the Bucks. Is that a surprise to you?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought the Bucks give him the game. I never count Tom Brady out, man.
It's hard to
love him or hate him, but he's going to be there for the most part. But you're right, the Chiefs jumped all over him and left him no breathing room.
Well, the Bucks had just suffered their first loss of the year the week before, so now the Bucks kind of reeling, 2 losses in a row. But, I mean, I expect that in the end that they'll be there. But, tough one there. I tell you, Mahomes and the crew just came in there to Raymond James, and you think on a Sunday night, that crowd rocking at Raymond James, you would think it's going to be a tough place to play tonight. Jackie, Monday Night Football, who would you take in this one now? The San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams out there in California doing battle tonight, Monday Night Football. Who would you take? Rams, the Super Bowl champions from last year.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Rams have a wide receiver from the powerhouse, Eastern Washington University, who brought their talents to Gainesville yesterday in Cooper Kupp. I mean, Eastern Washington produces studs out there. So I'm not sure that the 49ers can keep up with that offense from Kupp and company.
I tell you, the Rams they're an interesting team to watch. They're not a team that you fall in love with by watching them, but they're a good football team. First down and 10 for West Nassau. They trail 28-0. Going to hand the ball off left side. Running back fights his way out near the 25-yard line. Gain of 5. 4:23 to go. We'll have our Farm Bureau halftime report coming up, brought to you by local agents Jack Baker and Justin Webb. I want to thank all our sponsors for making Wildcat football possible. Tailored Healthcare, new sponsor on the program this year. Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. Dual State Real Estate. Tim Hughes, my man, he's got to be listening in out there somewhere. He's probably got something to say about the Jaguars. He's a big Jaguar fan. I'd like to get his opinion. I'll see if Tim will text me. American Recycling, another sponsor. Oscar Gray, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, our Monday night coaches show sponsor. And you mentioned Birkin Chevrolet a little bit earlier. And then you've got Baker County Farm Bureau. So we want to thank all those folks for making Wildcat football possible.
Flag on the field here. You're going to have a little scuffle after the play there, Mike. West Nassau didn't appreciate the late whistle there. I mean, the Wildcats didn't do anything wrong. They slammed him down, but he played to the whistle.
Played to the whistle. That's what you teach these guys to do, right?
Now we're going to get 15 yards added on to it because of it. Did you just say body slam? Is that an official body slam? Is that an official rule?
Jackie, I mentioned Tailored Healthcare. The only thing we like more than seeing the Wildcats win on the field is seeing patients have success with their health. At Tailored Healthcare, we offer a unique, individualized model of primary care that's tailored to each person's needs and circumstances. They offer traditional insurance-covered care as well as direct primary care, weight loss, and hormone replacement. now accepting new patients. Give them a call at 259-5929. That's 259-5929 to schedule an appointment if you're looking for health care. That's tailored health care. West Nassau going to fumble the football on this play. They tried to hand it off to the left side. Wildcats had a chance to jump on top of it, but West Nassau gets it back. It'll be second down and 16.
Yeah, that was a big play there for the body slam. I don't know if I've ever heard that called, but that was what they called it. Personal foul for a body slam. I can only hope that after he did it, he said, that's compliments to Captain Insano.
Mama says them alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Second down, 16. West Nassau the football, trailing 28-0. 2:52 to go in the game. They're going to throw the ball deep. They've got a man out there, and they're going to be baited into it again. The Cats had two guys down there for the interception, and they were fighting over who was going to get it.
Oh, both of them, eyes wide open, just knowing they were going to get that pick. And Davion Dean's telling Makai Mosley, my bad, man. I wanted my fifth for the year.
And I'll tell you, after watching the guys on the field, Mosley wanted that one.
Yeah, he did.
Mosley was thinking of taking that one to the house. He was not happy with Davion. 28-0, 2:42 to go in the first half. And if you guys think we're off track up here in the booth, we're just having some fun. Just having some fun. Third down, 16. They're going to hand the ball that double reverse again. More coming this time. This one does not take the Wildcats, and I tell you what a play. Orlando Holland coming from the backside. Orlando Holland said, not this time. Last time Moore got a big first down with that same play. This time, Orlando Holland makes him think about running that one again.
Oh, yeah, Orlando Holland just chasing the play from behind. What a play.
West Nassau will have to punt it back to the Cats here. Cats will get another chance with the football and maybe a 2-for-1 here, Jackie. We declined the option for the kickoff to start the game, and we elected to take it second half. So the Wildcats will have the ball here with 2:29 to go at the end of the first half, and again to open the second half of play. So Wildcats could add 2 touchdowns here before you know it.
Right where you want to be. I mean, you get the third, we score one more right here, 2:29, and we're going to have the running clock going here in the second half, Mike. So I can go home and put one of those starter logs in my fireplace and prop up with a warm cup of hot chocolate and watch some Monday Night Football.
I'm okay with that. I hope I was asking you who you thought. I don't really have any. I don't have any really care about the 49ers over the Rams. I'm not a Jalen Ramsey fan, man. I'm just not.
Nah, I get it.
So I like to see him lose. So, sorry. I'm rooting for the 49ers tonight. Plus, I used to love the days. You remember the days of Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and Steve Young and all them guys and Ronnie Lott? I mean, the 49ers were always gritty, and I tell you, they had that fullback, and this was before your time. I know if my man Greg Harrison's listening, he'll know this, but you remember they had a fullback named Tom Rathman, and you could count on it. When Tom Rathman got the football, it was going to be a first down. And 49ers were fun to watch when I was a kid. Now, when you were a kid, they probably at that time had Steve Young and some of the other guys, but I remember watching Joe Montana play, and those were the days. Ronnie Lott, Ronnie Lott. There was that story. Lost his finger on the sideline over there. He just said rip it off. He wanted to get back in and play some football. Not the whole thing. The top part of his finger had some kind of injury or something going on with his finger. So they just said, hey, he said, tape it up. Let me get back in there. He wanted to play. That's the kind of football you had back in the day.
Yeah, that'd be an 8-week IR now, man.
Oh, man. First down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Wildcats with the football. Blake May's back in there at quarterback now, and Blake May is going to run it straight ahead. Fake the jet sweep to Cam Smith, keeps it, goes up the middle for about 5 yards. Be second down and 5. I was talking about that football follies. NFL Films has always done a great job of capturing all that stuff. And if you're listening in and remember any of that football follies, you know what I'm talking about. But they had some classic things. And I mean, they had, even back then in the 70s and 80s, they had the coaches mic'd up, and you heard some of these things the coaches were saying, and it was just hilarious. And I'd like to see that kind of thing, kind of like watching ridiculousness. Cam Smith catches the ball on a swing pass coming down the sideline, and he's not going to get caught. He's going 10-5, and Cam Smith's going to get another big touchdown for the Wildcats. And I told you, we might get a 2-for-1 here. We'll get the ball to start the second half, but Cam Smith makes it almost 35 here in the first half. We can add the extra point. Maybe we can get that, like you said, running clock.
Cam Smith, that time, the safety for West Nassau had an angle on him. And when Cam Smith just kicks it into high gear, man, you're just not catching him. Tried to push him out of bounds, and he, again, just a well-balanced running back, keeps his feet inbounds and able to scurry. How far was that one, Mike?
72 yards, going based on my memory. Blake Mays adds the extra point, makes it a 35-0 lead here, 1:28 to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, the Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report. I mentioned earlier, Jack Baker, Justin Webb, 259-6332. All your insurance needs can be handled right there at Baker County Farm Bureau. They've got automobile insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, you name it. If you've got a jet ski, they can put insurance on it. They will insure anything that you need down there at Baker County Farm Bureau. And quality service and dependability, that's what you can count on with Baker County Farm Bureau. And we'll talk about that as we start the halftime show coming up at halftime. Jackie, just to tease the audience, if you're listening in at halftime, we're going to tell you, both of us are going to tell you who we think would be in the college football playoff if the season ended today, or what our prediction is for the end of the season. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Major League Baseball playoffs because I know you're interested in that. We'll talk about this Wildcat football schedule as Blake Mays boots the touchback into the end zone there. And just a brief moment, we'll talk about the NFL. And, Jackie, you can also give us a youth football update here for the local youth Wildcat.
I got you. I'm all over it.
All over it. 1:28 to go. First half, Wildcats with a 35-0 lead over the Warriors from West Nassau. This will be a district win for the Wildcats if they're able to hang on and get this win here tonight. And that'll move the Wildcats to 1-1 on the season in the district if they are able to get this win. Jackie, I was telling you a little bit earlier about the fact that we moved our homecoming festivities from last week. It would have been Friday night last week, homecoming for the Cats. It's going to be all held together this year on senior night, and we'll talk about the Wildcat schedule during our halftime break. Going to run the football up the middle. The Wildcats stuff it right there at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing. Jackie, we've been through half of the season so far. Tonight marks the start of the second half of the season, so we play West Nassau tonight. Next week we'll be not this coming Friday night, but next Friday we'll be on the road at Yulee. Then we go on the road to Andrew Jackson before coming home on the 28th of October, and that will serve as senior night and homecoming night on the 28th, and we'll play Fernandina Beach in a district game that night.
So many activities, Mike.
So many activities. Just so you know, if you were interested in seeing homecoming this year, it's not canceled. It'll just be couple of weeks from now. Handoff again for West Nassau. 39 seconds to go here in the half. They're going to run it straight ahead. It'll be stuffed right there, and it'll be third down. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. 35-0 lead for the Cats. It's been all Wildcats here tonight.
Yeah, all Wildcats. And if you're West Nassau, I'd be content with taking this one into the locker room. 20 seconds remaining there in the second quarter.
Yeah, just let the play clock run out, and you can go to the locker room and let it go. So I think that's what they're going to do. 35-0. The Wildcats are going to lead it here as we go to the locker room at the half. When we come back, we'll have our Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report here from Memorial Stadium. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat Football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation, and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad, and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glen Baptist Church in Glen St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat Football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glenbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glen, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
Hi, I'm Gary Sinise. Our veterans put everything on the line to protect our freedom. We may never be able to repay them for their sacrifice, but we can show them just how much we appreciate all they've done. You can help by simply sharing your time, lending a warm smile, a supportive hand, or a sympathetic ear to someone who needs it. Everyone can do something to make veterans know just how much we appreciate their service. Please visit www.volunteer.va.gov. What will you do?
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
For over 50 years, dependable heating and air conditioning has been serving the community of McClenny. They provide quality air conditioning, HVAC, and electrical work to the residents of McClenny and the surrounding areas. The phone number for dependable heating and air conditioning is 259-6546. Oscar and Susie Gray would like to say, go Wildcats. Again, that's dependable heating and air conditioning, 259-6546.
And we welcome you back here to Memorial Stadium, downtown McClenny, Florida. Monday night football, Baker County style. The Wildcats of Baker County taking on the Warriors from West Nassau. The Wildcats on top here at the half, 35-0. And it's been all Wildcats here in the first half. Blake May's couple of touchdowns. You saw Jabari Ruiz throw a touchdown pass to Cam Smith. Kanias Williams got into the end zone. Who else scored for the Cats in the first half?
Blake Mays punched a couple in. Nice. Cam. Jabari with a good throw to Cam Smith.
Yes. I think Mays scored the last one, too, didn't he? Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe 3 touchdowns. Anyway, 35-0. It's been all Wildcats here tonight. We welcome you back to our Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report. And, Jackie, I was talking to you, man. I was talking to you today on the phone. We were catching up, talking about the fact that the Wildcats were playing tonight. We were excited. We're going to be down here. And I pulled up to the Boosters parking lot out there, Jackie, tonight, expecting a whole host of folks out there cooking and maybe some food before the game tonight. What's going on? What in the world?
Man, this Monday night threw everybody off. It's at 6:30 on a school night. We'd had to eat. It'd have been like in between lunch and dinner. You'd have spoiled your dinner, eating at 5 o'clock. It was just going to be chaotic to try to get anything, so we thought it best let it ride. Go down, visit the concession stand, get you a cheeseburger and a hot dog.
I mean, as long as we were on the phone today, you could have filled me in, because I didn't eat anything tonight. I was waiting to get down there. Normally we got chicken and rice, maybe some burgers. Who knows? I didn't know. I get down there, no grill, nothing. Nobody. I was the only one in the parking lot.
Ghost town.
It was a ghost town down there. I walked in the stadium, and I found Mr. Freddie Bennett way down here in the corner, all by himself. I think he was a little upset that we didn't cook tonight. Talking to Mr. Freddie about the Gators. So, Jackie, let's talk about that just a little bit. Let's talk about it. We got a big lead for the Wildcats here. No more football here for the Cats this week, so not a lot to talk about. We'll talk about that schedule a little bit later. But, Jackie, college football, let's talk about it. Exciting weekend of college football. Kentucky fans got humbled. Georgia fans got humbled just a little bit. They pulled one out. FSU fans definitely got humbled. Miami was humbled last week. Middle Tennessee took care of that. Gators have been humbled now for several weeks. So, in this area, at least, Georgia is really the only thing still going. But I got to tell you, man, there's still hope on the horizon for some of those teams, and I'll tell you about that. I mean, things are looking up. I don't want to be doom and gloom. Things are looking up down in Gainesville. They're looking up down in Tallahassee. So I don't know about Miami. It's still not necessarily there. But things are looking up in both of those places. So I think the fans of Gator fans and Seminole fans have some things coming down the pike that are going to be good. Gators have another good recruiting class coming in next year. Seminoles have been doing good with transfer portal. Not as good recruiting-wise, but they're scrapping. And they got some players, but, when Wake Forest comes in and humbles you, it's another thing. But, Jackie, I was telling you, the question I threw out to you on the phone today was, I went on my rant a few weeks ago about the fact that there shouldn't be any rankings until 3 or 4 weeks into the season. And I think this season is a great indication of why that is, okay? Look in the top 25. Let's just take the AP, for example, Jackie. The top 10 teams in the country right now, and we're almost halfway through the season. I'll remind you now, we're almost halfway through the season. The top 10 teams in the country are all undefeated, no losses. All right, you go even further down the list, and you find teams like TCU, teams like UCLA, teams like Kansas and Syracuse, teams that are also undefeated. So if you throw in teams that are from other divisions, James Madison, teams like that, go all the way down the level, the group of 5 teams and everything else, you've got probably 20 teams that are still out there undefeated for the season. Now, some of that's going to take care of itself through natural attrition. Just take, for example, the top 4. The top 4 right now are Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan. Well, we know that if they stay on that path, all 4 of those teams are going to be playing each other. Alabama's going to play Georgia in the SEC, and then you got Ohio State, Michigan. They would play each other. They have a scheduled game to play each other. So some of those things are going to take care of itself, and nobody in that top 4 is going to end, or not all 4 of those teams can end undefeated. However, because there's so many teams that are undefeated, it just throws some things in there. So if I was telling you to forecast the future, Jackie, if I was saying at the end of the year, what do you think out of all this mess here? And I just want to put you in the mind of like a college football playoff committee member. What would you do? Where would you go right now if you were ranking your 4 teams for the college football playoff? Who would you put in there?
I mean, I don't think it's, really any argument to it. It would have to be Utah, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Florida at this point. But I'm just joking about that. I knew everybody would say, oh, he's going to say Florida. I got to put Georgia in, Mike. I know they struggled against Missouri, but they're the reigning national champions. They're undefeated. They have shown that they can put points on the board. I tell you, the only thing I was disappointed in, I thought it was a little lackluster against Kent State, and I actually told a couple of Georgia fans, I said, I'd hate to be Missouri on Saturday. I said, you're going to take it out on them. And they did not. So I don't know what the deal is there in Athens. They're reeling a little bit offensively, but they have the ability to get it done. So Georgia's going to be there. Alabama, you can't count those guys out. They're going to be there. Obviously, they jumped Georgia this week in the AP top 25, but Bryce Young's out now. We don't know how long, don't know what's going on there, but they're just able to bring guys back in and keep moving. I think you got to put Clemson in there. You know, Clemson, one of the few teams that has played a couple ranked opponents already this year and was able to squeak out wins against those guys. And then when you leave it up to that fourth spot, Mike, my goodness, it really could be anybody. But as bad as it pains me to say, it may be worse than Georgia. Tennessee looks good, Mike, this year.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, offensively they do. I mean, let's don't get fooled. You know, it's kind of like some of the stuff that's out there is fool's gold. You know, you got. It's just like the FSU thing. You know, FSU fans were excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that things aren't better in Tallahassee. Okay, so FSU fans, don't jump off the cliff just yet. I'm just saying it's not as good as sometimes that fool's gold. They still got to play Clemson. They still got some other teams that are going to roll in there. So don't expect that you're going to win 9 or 10 games this year. I just don't see it happening. But the future does look bright. You know, they've got some guys coming in, and the coach, you know, I think that Seminole fans have to be happy with the coach and what they've got going on over there. So, yeah, I don't want to talk about much about that, but here's the thing. Alabama and Georgia play each other. Jackie, I'm going to tell you, Alabama got scared at Texas. They got the scare out there at Texas. I think they're past that. Bryce Young, no Bryce Young. Alabama's going to put somebody in the game. They're going to be ready to go. Bryce Young, by the way, listed as day-to-day with a shoulder injury, so I doubt you're going to see Bryce Young out for very long. Maybe he misses Texas A&M game this week, maybe not. But I see Alabama coming back, and I think Alabama's going to get better and better and better as the season goes on. I think you kind of saw that. Saturday they were threatened a little bit with Arkansas, and they said, no, hang on just a minute, and they pulled right away. So, you know, I don't know that Georgia's got the same chemistry they did last year. Sometimes in a national championship run, you just have great chemistry, and that leads to, you know, down the line. Alabama, I think, will win the SEC. I see that. I think Ohio State's going to be there. The question is going to be, where are the other teams? You know, what other teams fill in there? You know, Syracuse is a team that's 5-0 and a team that could easily run the table. You know, and if you're on the college football committee at the end of the year, you got to take a serious look at teams like that. And I know people are probably laughing out there, going, "What do you mean, Syracuse?" Well, look at their schedule; they got a chance. You know, TCU is a team that's out there that looks really good. I mean, they just pounded Oklahoma in the dirt on Saturday. So I think you're going to be surprised at one or two of the teams that end up in the college football playoffs. I say one or two. There's only 4. But I think you're going to be surprised by at least one team in the college football playoff this year.
Yeah, I think they can. Can't get here fast enough to the 12-team expansion, Mike, to really put some teams in that are deserving. You know, I don't think 4 is enough. We talked about it before. You're always going to have a gripe about 5 and 6, but I think when you go to 12, I don't think you can miss at that point.
Well, we'll talk about that more as the season goes on. It's going to be exciting. One thing I know, this past weekend, Jackie, I mean, just glued to the TV. You had some great matchups. Ole Miss, Kentucky. You know, that was a great matchup. Arkansas, Alabama, what a great matchup. And yes, I venture outside of the SEC. Sometimes I watch that Wake Forest and FSU game. That was a good ball game on the other night. I did watch the entire Georgia-Missouri game, and Missouri led that thing for the whole game until the end. And of course, Georgia got, you know, the late touchdown they needed to win that game and pull away. But Georgia fans have no need to worry. They're still going to be there. They'll be in the championship game. I think they'll beat Tennessee. Tennessee is looking better, Jackie, but I just don't think they're ready. Not quite yet. Still young. I mean, let's be honest, man. I mean, as good as Tennessee, or people think Tennessee is, Florida was right there with them. I mean, come on. On their field in Knoxville, as fired up as they were to beat Florida, I mean, Florida was really right there with them. So I don't think that Tennessee's quite there yet, which tells you that I don't think that Florida's quite there yet, obviously. So, Jackie, want to do a couple shout-outs, then I want to talk to you a little bit about baseball. Who you want to say hey to?
Oh, my goodness. If I don't do this one, Mike, I'll be in the doghouse for sure. It's been 2 weeks in a row. My little girl, my little daughter, Addison, she has been listening in to Wildcat Radio, and she tells me, Daddy, will you please say my name on the radio? So, Addie, she's listening to us right now, Mike. She was piled up there with me Saturday watching college football all day. Sometimes she gets into it more than Ace.
Well, Addison is maybe the cutest thing in the world, which always makes me question where she gets it from. But when I see Jen, I always am reminded she didn't get it from you. She got it from her mom.
Thank the Lord.
But Addison, hello, and we are glad you're listening in to Wildcat football tonight. We may as well tell Ace hey, too, because he's probably got to be right there.
Yeah, he's right there listening to it. He's the one that texted me and said, don't forget my sister.
All right, well, Jackie, let me just tell you a little bit. We don't talk much baseball here, so I'm going to take one moment to do so. You're a Braves fan. I'm a Phillies fan. Looks like both of them are going to make it in the playoffs this year. The Braves by more of a margin than the Phillies, but the Phillies clinging to that magic number. We just need one. We need a Phillies win, or we need a who's the team behind them? We need a Brewers loss. So, hey, here's what you'd have. Astros and Yankees are going to be the two teams in the American League that get the bye. The Dodgers and the Braves are probably going to be the two teams in the National League that get the bye. So the way this works in Major League Baseball now, the playoff format's changed. They're going to be like a wild card weekend like you do in the NFL, 3-game series between these teams. So if it ends the way it does now, the Cardinals will play the Phillies, the Mets will play the Padres, the Guardians, which used to be the Cleveland Indians, they'll play the Tampa Bay Rays, and then the Mariners would face the Blue Jays over in the American League. But those teams that are waiting in the wings, see, they would play in the National League Division Series after that, and then you'd have the National League Championship Series, so on and so forth. So if you take those 6 teams in the American League and those 6 teams in the National League, who are you telling me is going to make it to the World Series?
Oh, I mean, obviously, for what the Braves have been able to accomplish this year, and you're coming off of that World Series run, they got to be the favorite right now. I'm going to tell you, and I made a joke about this Saturday, my goodness, man, do I need to see Aaron Judge chew every piece of gum he puts in? Man, leave that alone. When he hits it, good for him. I'll watch the replay 1,000 times. If I want to see him hit it live, I'll watch the game. Quit pulling it up every time he's walking out on the on-deck circle, man. But Yankees doing a good job over there in the American League. Another team you just can never count out. They got things moving over there. We'll go with the Braves-Yankees World Series.
Braves-Yankees World Series. I knew you were going to take the Braves. I'm looking at things a little bit differently. You know, I'm going to say that over on the American League side of the house, you're going to get one of those teams from down here in the wild card situation is going to sneak through there. Now, the Astros are good. Now, I got to tell you, the Astros are a good baseball team, and unfortunately, that's who my Phillies have to play now in these final 3 games of the year. They need one win. They need one win against the Astros. Can we just get one win? The Astros are really good. I'm going to say that the old Cleveland Indians, in honor of Bob Uecker and those guys from Major League, I'm going to say that the Guardians are going to make it to the World Series in the first year that they're not the Indians. Willie Mays Hayes, they're going to go off. They're going to have a big time, and I'm going to say that they're going to be playing the New York Mets. In the World Series.
Oh boy,
that's what I'm going to tell you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Some of that's being sarcastic, but you know, it's going to be exciting. I love playoff baseball. There's nothing better. And let me tell you guys, this year with a wild card weekend, then you'll have the Division Series, and then you'll have the Championship Series, and then the World Series. It'll be 4 different elements to the playoffs this year. And I got to tell you, man, playoff baseball is as good as it gets, man. In October, you know, it's exciting. And, Jackie, just one final thought. You know, I'm a Philadelphia Philly fan, but I'm also a Philadelphia Eagle fan, so they took down the Jaguars yesterday. How'd you feel about that? Are the Jaguars legitimate? Can they make a run in the AFC South?
Man, 5 turnovers by your starting quarterback, and you still lose the game by 8 points with a chance at the end. With a chance at the end, that's the only thing I'm going to cling to, Mike, that you're in the ball game after all that catastrophe from Trevor Lawrence. My goodness, he missed. Should have went up 21-0. He missed Agnew there on a wide-open touchdown pass right before the half. You go 21-0, you may put the nail in the coffin to the Eagles, but, man, Trevor was downhill after he missed that throw.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. NFL's a week-to-week deal, man. It's a week-to-week, and, you know, you go on. The Jaguars play in a favorable division. They've got some favorable chance to do some things, and the team looks good. You got to say the team looks good. Eagles might be one of the better teams in the NFC this year for sure. So on the road, like you say, but there's no moral victories in the NFL, Jackie. Every game comes down to a touchdown or a field goal when you're playing against the good teams. Every game. There's no moral victories. So either you got a good team or you don't, and put up or shut up. That's kind of the way it is in the NFL. That's just the truth, And most games, Jackie, in the NFL, you watch them, most games come down to 7 points, 3 points at the end of the game, and that's just the way it is.
I'll tell you the ones who hadn't. Whoever's played the Jaguars before the Eagles. Boys on fire, man. Come on.
Fire. We'll be back. We're going to start the second half in just a moment. The Wildcats on top, 35-0 here against the West Nassau Warriors. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and start the second half here. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat Football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation, and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad, and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
And we welcome you back here to Memorial Stadium, downtown McClenny, Florida. Side of tonight's matchup between the Wildcats of Baker County and the Warriors from West Nassau. Jackie, you had a chance to do a little shout-out there at halftime, so I'm going to do a little shout-out myself. My cousins always listen in every year. My cousins listen in faithfully. We got a bunch of Cruz cousins all over the place. My cousin Eric Cruz listening in over in Bryceville. Give him a shout-out. He listens every week. He probably listens more than any other of my cousins. And Eric, a big Wildcat fan, I'll give him a big shout over there in Bryceville. And my other cousin, Amy, but hang on, I'm going to stop here because Davion Dean's going to take the opening kickoff, which was kind of an onside kick for West Nassau. I told you the Wildcats might score before halftime and after halftime, and we just did. Davion Dean returns the opening kickoff all the way. We're going to call that 62-yard return for Davion Dean. It looked like they were trying an onside kick, Jackie, and Dean just kind of picked it up and weaved through there and got a touchdown.
Yeah, it bounced around for a second, more of like a squib kick there, and a couple Wildcats touched it, and Davion Dean finally said, give it here, I'll show you what to do with it. And 62 yards later, finds pay dirt.
My cousin, I'll give another shout-out just real quick, Jackie. My cousin Amy Sapp, she's married to T.J. Sapp, and then my other cousin, their daughter, Lily Sapp, they're listening in tonight. TJ's a big Dodger fan, so they said go Dodgers. They think the Dodgers are going to go to the World Series in the National League. Well, let me tell you something. That's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that the Dodgers could go, but I'm going to tell you a little something. I don't like the Dodgers. I don't like the Braves. I said the Mets are going to go, but I'm really secretly saying inside the Phillies are going to be there. Hey, let me tell you something. The Phillies have one of the most likable rosters in the major leagues. You have to appreciate the guys that they have on the field. I mean, from Kyle Schwarber, to JT Realmuto, maybe one of the best catchers in the league, Jackie, to starting pitching, Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, two of the best. They got Syndergaard, in a trade this year. You got to appreciate that lineup that the Phillies put out there on the field, man. You just have to. You'll get a chance to see them.
You can appreciate it.
So, Amy and Lily, thank y'all for listening in. Eric, over there in Bryceville, listening in. He's a Wildcat. He just lives in Bryceville, but he's a Baker County boy through and through. 42-0 now Wildcats after Davion Dean took that one to the house. And, Jackie, we had that updated roster for the Wildcats. Let me just tell you, Blake Mays took a break from kicking the extra point a moment ago, and that was number 11 kicking it. Let me find my new roster here. Number 11 for the Cats is Brock Boatwright. Brock Boatwright drilled that extra point to make it a 42-0 score.
Yeah, I think he was the kicker for the JV team this year, Mike, so he's doing a good job. He knows what he's doing out there, and he's going to be the kickoff man as well here.
A kickoff man as well. And I forgot, Eric, I said Amy and Lily. I forgot to mention Heather and Ainsley listening in over there with my cousin Eric as well. And I had to throw that in there because Eric let me know that his wife and daughter are listening in. Jake's probably there somewhere too, but I'll give them all a shout. 9:30 to go here, third quarter, 42-0. Wildcats on top. It's been all Wildcats here tonight, Jackie, so these folks listening in are probably like, what are they talking about baseball for?
42-0, running clock here in the second half. The years I would hear us talk about a lot of stuff tonight. It doesn't pertain to football necessarily. Got the opening day hunting season right around the corner, Mike. So those guys up there at Camp Branch getting fired up, ready to go. Had them a good work day yesterday. I don't know how much work they accomplished, but they were there.
Did you get the inside knowledge from your brother-in-law? Is that what happened?
I saw him pulling the tractor out early Saturday morning. Like I said, I don't know how much work there was to be done, but...
So if Shammer's got a tractor on the trailer, that means it's hunting camp work day.
For sure. Our buddy Quentin Canada, he was posting his fire pics, tagging himself in Fargo.
Wonder if they got any pumpkin spice lattes up in Camp Branch, you reckon?
Yeah, they stopped at one gas station within 35 miles. I'm sure that's what they got.
We had a couple of days in the 50s around here, and I've seen pumpkin spice everywhere. That's all you see. Pumpkin spice. I think you can get pumpkin spice sweet tea down there at the coop now, I tell you. Third down play coming up for West Nassau. I said, like you said, running clock here towards the end. The Wildcats 42-0 against this West Nassau team. West Nassau just outmanned here tonight. They got some young guys over there. The quarterback that they started in the game tonight was a freshman. A similar situation to what we're facing. We just turned out superior youth over here in Baker County. Is that what it is? Handoff here to Moore, and Moore's going to run it for a West Nassau first down out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Jackie, the one thing that I failed to do during our Farm Bureau halftime report was get that youth football update from you. So here before we end this third quarter, I want you to give me an update on that youth football and what we've got going on.
Yeah, so we're in the playoffs now for the travel team. So we got a couple teams going to be starting the playoffs this weekend. They'll be playing here at home. We'll be starting rec games at 8 a.m. and we'll go all the way to 7:30 p.m. So we come out and support those guys and as they make a run in the playoffs for the North Florida Youth Football Conference.
There you go, run in the playoffs. Handoff here for West Nassau, straight ahead, first down. I tell you, man, we kind of joked around a little bit about Georgia. I haven't got any text about Georgia tonight. Nobody, I guess none of those guys are listening, but I did get one from Brant Hartley. He was a little bit upset about our Seminole talk.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He didn't appreciate that very much. They apparently have they sent via Pony Express a 4-star and 5-star letter of intent out somewhere, and it's all the rage.
All the rage. I tell you, the other thing about that is I saw Brant, and here's a pass play, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. Let's check the number on that guy that got back there. It looked like Big 45. Is that who it was?
No,
56. 56 back there for the Cats, and that's Hunter Nordstrom got back there for the sack. Yeah, I say what I want. I saw Brant got his first deer this weekend, so hunting season is in full effect. So congratulations, Brant.
Yeah, I almost texted him back in the day. He would kill a deer like that, and we'd be frying backstrap within about an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Yeah.
He didn't even call me. I had to see it on Facebook. So.
I tell you, man, the days of people just passing out those backstraps are over. I tell you, they do all the fancy stuff now. They go get it processed and grind it into sausage and all this other stuff where, I like that when they just pull the backstrap out and, like you said, it's time to fry it up. But, hey, it is what it is. Who made that tackle behind?
That was a great play that time by another youngster, Hudson Register.
Hudson in there. Number 21 getting in there. He got pulled up from the JV. I mentioned him. He's a family member of mine because Jim Bob, his dad, is my stepbrother. So Jim Bob and Tracy, I know they're happy. Hudson got pulled up to the varsity and making an impact already in a district game here.
Good-looking kid, too. My goodness, he's huge, Mike.
There you go.
Drinking the water out there on Turner Cemetery.
I tell you what. He had a brother that played for the Wildcats several years ago, Gavin Register, that was a good football player. And then Jim Bob will tell you that Jim Bob was a good football player back in the day. Wildcats going to return the punt here back from the 35-yard line. Going to be returned out across midfield. Got another new guy in there, Tay Walker, in there to return the punt for the Cats as he gets it across midfield.
Good return that time by Tay Walker. Gets it in the West Nassau territory, so this Wildcat offense is going to take over again. And with this running clock, Mike, we're already going to be at the mid-quarter water break here. 4:27 left in the third, and it's just heartbreaking if you're the losing team, because even if you do try to come back and score a couple touchdowns, it's hard with the running clock to get anything going.
Oh yeah, we've seen our share.
Oh yeah, we've been on the other
over the years, and unfortunately, back in 2017, we saw that in the state championship game, and we hated it because we did score some points in the second half, and then you look up and there's like 2 minutes to go in the game, and you're like, what's going on? Stop the clock.
Yeah.
But now, and that's the last place you'd expect to run a clock in a state championship game, but we saw it, but either way. 4:27 to go, third quarter. Wildcats on top 42-0. I mentioned no football game this Friday night, so no football game for the Wildcats this Friday. The rescheduled game with Bradford County is not going to happen, so Bradford County gets a win. I say county, I shouldn't say that. Bradford High gets a win against the Wildcats from that first game of the year. They'll take the win. Wildcats, no game this week. Next week we'll be on the road at Yulee next Friday night. So that'll be the next action for the Wildcats. We'll face the Hornets, and that's another district ball game.
Yeah.
So the Wildcats will need to put together 2 or 3 district wins here and hopefully get some help from Baldwin along the way. Wildcats are going to get Jabari Ruiz to carry this football around the left end, and Jabari Ruiz runs over one of the Nassau players for a 9-yard gain here. Down to the 39. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Good read that time by Jabari Ruiz, the running back, and I can't get a number. That jersey's crunched underneath right now, but looks like 26 back there.
26 is back there. 26 is Rashawn Rayam. So 26, Rashawn Rayam is in there at running back for the Cats. Across the front line, you've got Bradley Kirby, 73. 88's over here on the left wing. That's Kason Jewell. And some new guys out there. You get some illegal participation for West Nassau to give the Wildcats the ball down inside the 25. So this young group out there for the Cats now trying to get into the end zone, leading 42-0. I always have to go back, Jackie. I feel bad after the fact, after sometimes we do our Farm Bureau halftime report. I feel bad sometimes. I just have to remind people that anything that we say during that halftime report, you can always understand that when we make jokes about the Seminoles or the Bulldogs or whoever, we're just doing it in fun.
It's all fun. We got friends on all sides.
Absolutely. I've been called an obnoxious Gator fan in the past, though. I will tell you that.
It's all right. I've been called obnoxious, and it wasn't because I was a Gator fan today.
That may have applied to me, too, now that you say it. 2:36 to go, third quarter, 42-0, Wildcats on top. The older I get, Jackie, the less I worry about it.
All right.
It is what it is. I mentioned earlier, Brad Rolliston's going to be selling those barbecue plates up there Saturday at the Moose Lodge. 11 o'clock, he told me. Get in line. 11 o'clock, he's going to have some pork and some chicken plates up there. All of that's going to benefit the Isaiah 117 house. If you got a Harley-Davidson, they're going to take off from Gator Patrick's up there at 11 o'clock Saturday morning. One of those things, if you're a biker, they call it a poker run. They go ride around all day, and then they come back, and, they're all doing that to benefit the Isaiah 117 house. So appreciate their efforts for sure. And Brad, if you guys haven't gone up there and had a pork plate from Brad Rolliston, you just aren't living yet.
No doubt. I'll tell you, I had a opportunity to do one of those poker runs a while back last year. It was on a golf cart, Mike. I don't own a Harley-Davidson, so we were doing a golf cart poker run. But it is a neat idea. You go around, and every place you stop at, you get to draw one card.
A card, yeah.
And then when you get to your final destination, you got 5 cards, and whoever's got the best hand wins the money. And I did not. I was out about after the 4th stop. There wasn't much I could do.
Not much you can do. You had the 7 and the 4.
Yeah.
2. And you didn't get the straight.
I had a blue card in there. I had to draw 4 Uno cards.
Reverse skip.
Yeah.
1 minute to go, third quarter. Cats still on top, 42-0. Some young guys out there. Jabari Ruiz leading this Wildcat attack at quarterback. Under a minute to go here, this running clock, and we're just having some fun here, Jackie, and I wanted it that way. You know, as we approach the second half of the season, this will be mine and Jackie's last year here with Wildcat Radio. I'm calling it quits after 26 years. After this year, we're going to turn it over to somebody new, and they'll carry on the Wildcat Radio tradition here from the booth. But this will be it. But we're just having fun, man. Rayham takes the carry for the Wildcats, and Rashawn goes around the end. Looks like he's got a first down inside the 25. I'm saying Rayham, and Tim's saying Rayham. So one of us is right.
Hey, I'll let you guys battle it out. Rashawn, that's what I'll call it. Good run that time. Picks up 5 yards needed for a first down, and just like that, the third quarter is going to come to an end.
It will come to an end with the Wildcats on top 42-0. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back with the fourth quarter and anything else you need to know about Wildcat football here on WFBB.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glen Baptist Church in Glen, St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat Football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glenbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glen, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
Final quarter of action here from Memorial Stadium. Wildcats of Baker County doing battle with the Warriors from West Nassau. All Wildcats tonight. 42-0. The Wildcats on top here as Jabari Ruiz has a first down and 10, leading this Wildcat team with Rayham in the backfield. Number 26, he gets the carry, and Rayham's going to carry it inside the 20-yard line down to the 19. Rashawn, 5 yards on first down.
And it's always great to see these young guys getting to work, Mike. We talked about it, you know, a couple of these sophomores and even a freshman or two getting significant playing time this year for this Wildcat team. So this is an opportunity, a game for more of those guys to get in, see the action, and guys you're going to rely on next season. So Coach May's wanting to get them out there and show them what it feels like.
Ruiz in the shotgun, two receivers to the left, one to the right. Ruiz going to keep it himself, take the handoff to Rashawn up the middle, and Ruiz takes it down to the 16-yard line. Going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Cats from there, as we've got the running clock here in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats trying to just finish this thing off in style and preserve the shutout here on our home field. In a district game, no less.
Yeah, big district game. 2 more left after this one.
3rd down play, Jabari's going to keep it himself. He faked the handoff to Rashawn Rayham in the backfield again, and Jabari's going to be close to the first down. Looks like he got it down to the 13. Flag comes in late. That flag came in very late. They're going to call a hold against somebody. Or a block in the back, maybe.
I didn't see it.
Well, he threw the flag after the play, so it could have been one of those he didn't see either. Oh, that doesn't happen.
Never.
It will back the Wildcats up, though, as we get the call against the Cats here. And that'll wipe out a first down that would have been, as Jabari Ruiz carried that one. Jabari Ruiz carried that. He needed 2 for the first down. He got 3. But the penalty wipes it out, brings it back to the 22-yard line or 23-yard line. So 3rd down and 9 from the 23 now. It was 3rd and 2. So after all that, we lose 7 yards, and we got to go 9 for a first down. Jabari Ruiz going to run the option to the right, pitches it out to Rashawn Rayham. He forces a fumble, and the Cats are going to have to scurry to get on top of it, and we do. Tay Mosley comes over and picks it up. He got hit after the play. No flag on that, but it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, not much doing on that play.
Tay Walker. I said Tay Mosley. It was Tay Walker that picked that one up.
Yeah, he about broke it. He was one missed tackle away from taking that thing down the sideline. Good heads-up play, though, by Walker. Able to get on that fumble. Almost disastrous for the Wildcats. Now West Nassau got an injured player on the field.
Looks like just a cramp, so hopefully get that worked out. 9:30 to go here in the ball game. Jackie, Wildcats on a Monday night going to get a big win against West Nassau. We'll even up our district record at 1-1. And with the win, the Wildcats moving into the second half of the season now will move to 4-2 overall.
4-2 overall. I mean, you talk about, we've been saying it all season, you know, what we had to replace on the defensive side of football this year. You come in, you replace your quarterback. Really, even on the offensive side of the ball, Cam Smith, the one guy coming in that had significant carries for you last year. So just all around replacing big pieces, and to be 4-2 halfway through the season, what a great job, you know, by this young team and this coaching staff for getting the job done.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, 4-2, still an outside shot at winning a district championship, and also an outside shot of getting to the playoffs. Blake Mays has come onto the field to try a 52-yard field goal. Flags down before a play, and that one would not have been good from 52. But
he pulled up on the whistle. I think he pulled up a little bit.
It was offsides against West Nassau. I know what Coach Mays is thinking here. You know, the school record for the Wildcats is 50 yards. We had a couple of different guys kick a 50-yarder. I want to say Daniel White did it against Stanton back in, I want to say it was the early 2000s, and then Jeremy Wanamaker.
2003 or 2004.
Yeah. But the penalty is going to give 5 yards, so this, instead of being a 52-yarder, which would have broken the record, is going to be up ahead of that at 47. But the air tonight is not going to let that one quite get there. Blake put a good charge into it from 47 out, but not quite good, and the Wildcats will turn it over to West Nassau.
That's the one mistake Blake Mays has made tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He's done a little bit of everything.
Well, I know what the coach was thinking before that offside, you know, 50 yards, school record. He could have kicked a 52-yarder there and set the school record by himself, but it didn't happen. West Nassau jumped offside, didn't even have a chance.
Yeah, we should have tried to kick him with the wind.
Yeah.
Going the other way there. And, you know, if he had true teammates, what they had done is they would have false started for him to push it back.
Push it even further back. Go 62. Let's make it unattainable, right? 42-0, Cats on top. Approaching 8:30 Eastern time. We got a 6:30 start here, Jackie, so maybe we'll get out of here before 9 tonight. West Nassau with the football, first down and 10 from the 20-yard line now. In high school, after the missed field goal, they take the ball to the 20. They're going to toss it back to the right side, Moore with it. Wildcats do a great job in pursuit, bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. He's tackled for a loss back to the 17-yard line. 3-yard loss there. It'll be 2nd and 13. So, Jackie, the Wildcats aren't in action this week. Did you say that the youth football teams are in action this Saturday?
Yes, yep. So they got a couple playoff teams. Those guys are going to play starting at 10 o'clock, I believe, with the 6U here at Memorial Stadium. A couple other games going on. The 8U team, they'll play at 11:30. They're in the playoff hunt. The 12U team, I believe is at 3:30, Mike, and they're in the hunt for the playoffs as well. So 3 teams from the Baker County Touchdown Club representing Baker County, and the Wildcats and the North Florida Youth Football Conference. Then we got our rec games. We'll be playing those guys. They'll start at 8 a.m. They'll wind through all through the night. Last one kicks off at 7:30 p.m. that night. So if you need your football fix, come to Memorial Stadium on Saturday, and I can assure you, no matter what time you come by, there will be somebody here playing football.
Exciting stuff. I might get down here Saturday to see that. Got to get down to the Moose Lodge at some time to get that barbecue from Brad Rollerson.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make a pit stop tomorrow at lunchtime or some point and run up there myself. grab a plate.
Not tomorrow, now.
Yeah, Saturday.
Today's Monday.
Yeah, Saturday. That got me all messed up, man.
I know. It's a Monday night. What are we doing here? 5.5 to go in the football game. Wildcats still on top 42-0, but even with a running clock, they're going to do the mid-quarter timeout, so we're going to do it with them. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and wrap this thing up. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in health care. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
West Nassau with the football. 5 minutes to go here in the ball game. They got Arnold back in there, quarterback, and Arnold airs one out. He went too far. The Wildcats get their second interception of the night. This time, number 20 is Jamari Elliott on the catch. And Jamari brings it all the way back to the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. So Jamari Elliott gets an interception.
Yeah, I mean, just guys all over the field making plays tonight. That time, Jamari Elliott, I think he's another young guy that's out there, Mike, getting significant playing time in this ball game, and comes up with a big interception there to keep the shutout alive.
Well, West Nassau had taken that young quarterback, Bryce Arnold, out and replaced him with Jackson Perry for much of the ball game, but Arnold comes back in and delivers it just over the hands of Moore, the receiver. They've been targeting Moore all night long, and the Wildcats had him covered perfectly, and Elliott gets his first interception as a varsity Wildcat.
We had another text come through, Mike, while we were on the break. Our buddy Kyle Davis said it was Daniel White in 2003.
Okay. It was against Stanton Prep. I was there. I was on the call, but I couldn't quite remember the exact year. Jabari Ruiz going to carry this one around the left end, just keeps it himself, and he's going to get a Wildcat first down.
Just not sure how much you can trust the guy that had an option pitch picked off by Gus Scott and Rummel. Just kidding, Kyle.
First down play coming up. Hey, Kyle, I'll be honest with you. Kyle has been one of my favorite Wildcats over the years.
I mean, you want to talk about a young guy playing a significant role on a football team. He comes in as a freshman, starts as a varsity quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt.
Started at shortstop as a freshman for the Wildcat baseball team. I mean, Kyle was a decent little athlete back in his day.
Oh, there's absolutely no doubt about it. I said that as Ray Sean's going to carry this one down to the 35-yard line. I said that, and I wasn't kidding. Kyle was early on in my Wildcat broadcast career here. I started back in 97. Jamie Rogers and those guys, and then as we got into the 2000s, Kyle Davis was playing, and Chris Roden, you might remember that name. And, Kyle was one of my favorites for sure. Played offense and defense. And you did that a lot back then. They don't do it as much anymore, but we've been doing it some this year. I like to see it, guys that can go both ways. And Kyle was on. He was on one of those teams that I remember last week we were talking about it when they had that onside kick against Lee.
I was just about to tell you that story. So I was talking to a guy across on the West Nassau sideline that I know, I didn't know this about him. He was actually the offensive coordinator for the league. He was talking about that game.
Yeah.
He said, man, y'all have always had the nicest field. He said, we came over here one time, and we were down 21-0, I think, with 7 minutes to go in the ball game, and was telling me the story. But I just got informed that from Sheriff Scotty Roden. He said, please stop talking about Kyle on the radio. Don't tell everybody how good of an athlete he was. On that command, Sheriff, we'll cease. We appreciate everything you do for Wildcat football and for the Busher Club.
Well, if Sheriff Scotty Roden's listening, we're just going to slow our roll.
Yeah, absolutely, yes, we will.
Third down and 9, and I'm not making fun of that. We're going to slow our roll. 3rd down and 9 from the 41. Snap back to Jabari Lewis, and Jabari's going to keep it himself and fight hard to get down to the 39. And that's not going to be enough for a first down. It'll be 4th down from there. Let's see if Coach sends Mays back out. It's against the wind. I don't think he will, but maybe he will. There you go.
He's going to try.
From the 39, it'll be a 56-yarder from here, so this would definitely be the school record. 38, so call it the 38. They'll probably mark
no wind.
Oh, they're just going to punt it. Not a kick. I was going to say, 56 would be a stretch.
A stretch?
I'm a fan of Blake now. Blake's one of my guys. I'm a fan, but 56 is a long one. May's going to punt it away, try to pin West Nassau deep here with 1 minute to go in the football game. The Wildcats will down it at the 11. So the Wildcats going to get a big district win here tonight against West Nassau. I want to thank all the fans for listening in, as it's been all Wildcats here tonight, 42-0. And a lot of good football left in the season. We will not have a football game this Friday. We will transition over to next Friday night. So next Friday night at Yulee, next 2 games away for the Wildcats. So next Friday night at Yulee on the road, and then 2 weeks will be at Andrew Jackson. So next 2 games on the road before coming back home for the homecoming matchup and senior night, and that'll be against Fernandina Beach on the 28th. So last play of the ball game, Jackie, they're going to send Arnold back in there, and we'll get out of here. I don't know about that one. Flag down here, but the game clock's going to go to 0, but we can't end on a flag, can we? Time's ran out on the game clock. Yeah, that's going to do it. 42-0 Wildcats. Jackie, we'll send it back to the station for 30 seconds. We'll come back and wrap it up. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
Big night for the Wildcats here at home against the West Nassau Warriors. A district win for the Cats. Moved the Cats to 4 wins and 2 losses on the season. 1 win and 1 loss in district play. Cats will not be in action this week, as I said. We'll move to next week and play Yulee on the road over there at Yulee High School. So, Jackie, looking forward to that. Wildcats get a chance to kind of even up the district playing field, so to speak, and try to keep tabs on Baldwin, see what they're doing. But either way, the Wildcats, if they keep winning, we'll see if things take care of themselves and if we can get back into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, a good game tonight by the Wildcats. They're starting to put it all together. You know, the air game, they were able to go down and put a bunch of points on the scoreboard, and they do the same thing here tonight at Memorial Stadium. So you hope with the rest they're going to get a long 2-week period here. Hope those guys can get healed up. Saw some guys hobbling, pads off early in the game. Got a few ankle injuries here and there, a couple of illnesses on the team. So this is a good chance for those guys to get healthy on this last stretch of the season.
Yeah, almost 2 full weeks for the team to get healed up, so to speak. And any of those illnesses or injuries can kind of go away, and the Cats will be ready to face Yulee when we head over there next Friday night. So I want to thank all the Wildcat fans for listening in. I want to thank the sponsors for making Wildcat football possible one more time. Farm Bureau, Baker County Farm Bureau, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, Sabrina Thrift down there at Dual State Real Estate, Wildcat Tim Hughes from American Recycling, Tailored Healthcare. Those guys came on board with us this year, and we appreciate them. Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, Oscar Gray, and I think that was everybody. And Birkin Chevrolet, Larry Birkins. Always happy to hear those Birkin Chevrolets. And Jackie, if the game was over and you were riding home with Larry Birkins, what would he say? Come on. He'd say, come on, get in the truck and let's get out of here. So the Wildcats 42, West Nassau nothing. The Wildcats get the shutout here on the home field, and we'll take that win, move to 4-2 on the season. And we'll talk to you next week from Yulee. Want to thank John Meadows and all the folks down at Glen Baptist for keeping Wildcat football on the air. Good night, everybody.